I also want to talk about the structure here. Pretty clear. The ETF, the futures market, the spot market, all different financial products. One thing we've heard from GTS is that they think that the spot Bitcoin ETF can be trading at as much of an 8% premium. The futures market already trades at a premium to the spot, at least for today. How much more do you think that a spot and futures product can be richer relative to the existing markets?
So the futures ETFs are currently trading very close to the benchmark, so we're not seeing a big premium. We saw in other markets when ETFs launched with a cash model, since it's something novel, something new, the market makers, the EPs, they don't know what to expect. And that's why it's reasonable that in the first day, they're going to be very conservative, especially because they don't know the size of the flow that's coming in the first day, which products are going to see a flow. So we expect the market makers to be more conservative on cash models, and then it will converge. So we saw this in Brazil, first day of trading, we saw huge volumes, huge inflows, premium went up to something like 10%, and then went down in the second day, first few weeks, like first week was kind of like less than 5%, and then it converged like to very, normal ranges. So we expect to, let's see what's going to happen, but depending on the flows, that can be something that could happen in the US. In a product that uses a futures market, that is already trading, you don't have that kind of disruption in the market structure.
And as we're thinking about how the pricing or the premium or discount or whatever it ultimately is shakes out, what do you actually expect this is going to do to spot prices? Knowing how much already has been baked in anticipation of approval finally coming, is this actually going to turn into potentially, at least in the near term, a sell the news kind of event?
So again, it really depends on the flows we see in the initial days, on whether Grayscale is going to launch along with the others, and whether Grayscale is a product that has a big size. Is it going to see redemptions? So I think all those factors are going to play out. It's important to highlight that Bitcoin is very liquid, but on the other side, the free float of supply of Bitcoin has been going down. So as more investors are buying for the long term, so if we see a significant inflow, we might see a direct impact on the prices of Bitcoin. But on the short term, anything can happen, basically, because people are speculating on what can happen and how much inflow that can come. We're really focused on the long term, and we think when we look at the long term, we think this is a huge opportunity for investors. It's a generational opportunity. We're making history. We're seeing history being written here as Bitcoin becomes part of the mainstream financial markets.